Today was an exciting day. I received this amazing package from Gelelf, which has obviously made my day. I was ecstatic and already took them out of the main box. But let's open the rest together. I'm starting with this box. It is a 4-inch Brayer. I have been dying to try the Brayer, so I'm super pleased. But wait, there is another box. Can it be? Oh my god, it is! It is! It is the 6-inch one. I have been wanting this size and it is going to be so much fun testing it. Nice handles and a very comfortable grip. Next, we have this plate handle. This is basically a replacement for those acrylic sheets I was using to place my gel plate on. It was considerate of them to send me one for the 5x7 plate, which I already own. You have to first peel off the plastic that is clinging to it. This saves it from getting scratched up during transit. I am going to transfer my 5x7 plate to this. Check out the acrylic sheet I have it on currently. Quite thin, way too flexible, and the wrong size. Hence why it has so much paint on it. The Gelelf one is a much better quality, quite sturdy, and thicker than the other. Let's make the shift. This is the right size, so it is much easier to handle. I can even turn it around and use it like a stamp. This opens up a world of possibilities and we will explore them in future videos. I peel it off a bit so I can get some of those air bubbles out. I had no idea they had these laser transfer sheets when I first got in touch with them, so this was a pleasant surprise. They have sent me the 8x10 ones to match the plate, but they have also included the 5x7 size. I am over the moon today. Look at how cool these designs are. They are double-sided, same design on both sides. They feel a little bit embossed, seems like they got a thick layer of the resisting. They should transfer well, but we will be testing that in an upcoming video, so stay tuned for that. Make sure to subscribe and turn on all notifications so you know when that one is up. Since the sheets are double-sided, they can be used at least twice. If you're lucky, you should be able to get a few more pulls like you can with laser transfers. The first one is always the best though. Wow, this one really boggled my mind. I'm trying to make sense of it, turning it all over to get the right side up. Finally got it. Such fun prints and great contrast. I have a good feeling about these. I love the water one, but can't seem to figure this orientation out either apparently. Nope, had it correct the first time round. This is an interesting botanical one, and I think it will be really fun coloring it. Ooh, a skull with a bird. I know a lot of people who would love this one. And this one should transfer really well because that's a lot of black. The 5x7 transfer images have two on each side, so four of the same image. Wow, this means one can transfer them 4 times at least. That is awesome. I will also be testing to see if we can get more than one print out of the same image. I love the fruits one. And this has to be my favorite. I love the waves. Oh, this is giving me so many ideas. Oh, wow, that's gonna be a fun one. Oh, another one that's going to be very intricate to color. Lovely landscape. That should transfer well. Lots of black. Oh, I love this one. This is very intricate. I'm a bit scared to color it. Ooh, finally time to get that 8x10 plate out. So the packaging seems to have changed. My earlier plates all came in a cardboard box. This looks nice, but was a bit difficult to open up. It is stapled and my staple opener was downstairs. And I was adamant I can get it open without it, which I did eventually. A cutter may have been involved at some point. The plate had a plastic sheet at the bottom, but not at the top. So it was stuck to the packaging and I had to pull it out. The plate is, ooh, it's thick and squishy. I really like the feel of it. I was about to remove the packaging when I realized there was something else inside. Oh my god, it is the 8x10 plate handle. I almost thought they hadn't sent it for this one. Hence, I am overjoyed to see it there. I immediately placed the plate on the sheet. It is a perfect fit. The problem with having a bigger plate handle is that you end up getting paint on it. When it is the right size, there isn't much space left to get paint on. I peel off the plastic sheet on the other side and try and take out as much of the air bubbles as possible. Which of these new tools are you most curious about? The plate, the transfer sheets, the handles, or the brayers? I'm going to save the laser transfers for a deep dive. But right now, let's see how this plate and brayer handle a first look session. I am going to make a few prints so you can see it in action. I am adding a few colors and using the 4-inch brayer. First thoughts. Ouch! There is a bit of resistance, but that was only for 2 seconds and then I started rolling so smoothly. It is also leaving less lines, especially when I roll with a softer hand, that is with less pressure. I am really liking the brayer so far. And have you noticed something even more important? I am using this plate for the very first time and there is no paint beading. I have moved the cleanup sketchbook in frame so you can see how clean the brayer is after rolling the paint on it. Since the plate handle is far sturdier, it is so much easier to turn the plate around. Not to mention, it is extra clear so you can see the vibrancy of the colors even through the acrylic. I love this background. It is so fresh and vibrant. I need to use this color combo more. I don't know why I never got the 6-inch brayer earlier. This is such a great size, and I love how smoothly this rolls, without a squeaking noise at that. You probably remember my other squeaky brayers if you have seen earlier videos. It was so fast to cover the entire plate. Also, a bigger size brayer means a smoother and more even pressure. I am going to do a more in-depth review of the Gelelf brayers versus others that I have used. That is going to be an upcoming video too, so stay tuned and subscribe. One of the selling points of this brayer is that you can peel off the layers of paint versus having to wash it. I don't think we will be able to test that because I don't see the 2-3 layers building up in this session if it is gonna clean up so well just by rolling on a cleanup sheet. I'm not giving a lot of commentary about how I'm making these prints as it is more focused on the tools that I'm using. But I have many other videos which explain in detail about layering and colors, when to wait for paint to dry, etc. I am linking to the starting out playlist in the description. So if you're a beginner, you can learn all of this. Seriously, this brayer is a game changer. I can't emphasize how much I am loving it, especially how quickly it covers the plate. The only time paint is layering on it is if it dries before I've had a chance to roll off the excess on paper. And I know you guys might think there is a bias here because I was sent these items, but I will tell you why there isn't. I was already using Gelelf plates, not just for myself, but also for our gel printing workshops. Every other brand you get always has paint beading starting out. I have noticed this about almost all of their plates. My 5x7 plate plus the 10 others that I bought for our workshop all work seamlessly out of the box. I was a bit worried for the ones I got for the workshop as you don't want first time gel printers to be facing these issues. But thankfully that did not happen. The only time I had to condition the plate was with my 8-inch one. Paper was sticking to it, so I used baby oil and it has been working great ever since. If you have seen my earlier videos, I was using my Gelli Art one because that was the only brand I had in an 8x10 size, but I was really missing my Gelelf one. The paper pulls off much easier on it, at least in my experience. To be honest, I've heard many other gel printers say the same. The plan was to purchase a bigger sized one. I was debating between 8x10 and 9x12. I was looking at my options. I could either buy off Temu or AliExpress or the Gelelf website. So here I was price matching at all these places when I decided to look at the About Us section on their website. Their story is so endearing. I love that they started out as a home based business. I had no idea. I thought it was just another company. But no, they are a lot more than that. And I love their vision of supporting artists and helping them grow. This isn't a company, it is a community. This made me reach out to them. We talked about my channel and my goals for it, and they loved it so much that they sent me this awesome package to test out the tools. There were no demands about what I can say about the product and what I cannot. This is what standing behind your product is all about, having the courage to let people give honest reviews with no pressure. It took almost a month for the package to get to me, so you guys can imagine the anticipation and waiting. Ow. This is coming out to be such a lovely print. I do tear a tiny bit of the paper, but that is my fault as I only had to wait a minute more for it to completely dry. I was just being impatient and pulled at it. I lost a bit of the recording here. No idea what happened to it. I'm standing by that. You did not miss much. I rolled a bit of black paint, added some mask, and used the very first print to pick it up. This is the point at which I started jinxing this one. I don't like the result. It is a hot mess. I know I always say just add one more layer, which we will, but a couple of layers down, I am going to end up making a mistake that takes this print beyond the point of redemption, where I cannot just add another layer to save it. Wait until you see what happens next. It's the ultimate gel printing don't. Learn from a blunder because that is one thing you must never do. And honestly, this is the point at which I should have stopped. In retrospect, this looks pretty cool, but did I do that? Nope. Before we destroy this print forever and you get to learn from my mistake without making it yourself, we have a really good ghost print that needs to be picked up. I turn it around to think about what background will work with this. Considering these are neutral colors, literally any color will do. Seriously, guys, I am loving the clarity of this. It is so easy to see the pattern and then decide what background color I want to use with it. I go with Caput Mortuum Violet once again. Rolling the paint is so fun now as there is no resistance in its rolling mechanism. Yes, I know I'm turning it around way more than I normally do, and you already know why by now. This is going to be a lovely print. Let's lift it and see. Ooh, gorgeous. And of course, I had the brilliant idea of adding a layer of Caput Mortuum Violet and use spiral masks with it. Why did I not leave this well enough alone? It was such a brilliant print, but sure, let's destroy it. At this point, honestly, what is needed is for me to add one last miracle layer, which would bring it all together. And I had the right idea. I removed the stencils and started rolling a lighter color over it. The idea was to add the spiral stencils again, but in a different configuration. Here comes the mistake, the one thing you must never do. The spiral masks still had the wet violet paint on them when I added them back to the plate. Make sure your stencils do not have any wet paint on them. Why is this a problem, you ask? Because the paint is wet. This means it will bond with the paper, but it is also sticking to the stencil. So a tug of war happens. Either you will tear your paper trying to get it off, or the stencils will come up with the paper, as you can witness in this scenario. I tried to get them off, but they refused to budge. I put this aside and wait for the paint to dry, but ended up tearing the paper to save the mask. So yeah, that happened. However, one good thing did come out of this, the next print. Wait and see what a beauty we get. I'm not sure if I want a full red background, so I just add a dab and spread it a bit. Then I turn to see if I like it. My first instinct was correct. I don't want it to be this bright. I brayer over it and spread a thin layer of the paint. I add a light color and spread that all over the plate. Some of the red will mix in, while other areas will have dried out. This should give an interesting result. Oh wow, that is one of the coolest prints. This is so cool. A part of me wants to frame as is versus using in a collage. What do you think? Let me know in the comments. I would say we have ended up with some really nice prints. We have a lot of videos on this channel that you can binge watch. I'm putting some links on the screen so you can click to get started. Don't forget to subscribe so you know when the detailed reviews and comparisons have gone up. You don't want to miss out on future videos. See you in the next one.